Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another 3D Thursday. You got myself, Noe Pedro Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit, and joining me every week is my brother Pedro. What's up, man?
What's up, everybody? Pedro Ruiz, Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we come to share 3D print projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right. This is the show where we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics. We smash them together to create inspirational projects for you folks at home or office or wherever you may be.
That's right. We're coming back from a Thanksgiving holiday.
That's right. We celebrated Thanksgiving here in the States. We hope you guys had a good one too. We're still trying to work off some of that extra weight.
That's right. We had 2 Thanksgivings, so
That's right.
we got to do some exercise. End of the year is in sight. We have all the Christmas decorations up, trees up. We got NeoPixels all over. It's all nice and festive here.
2015 is ending. 2016 is starting very soon.
Started planning all of our projects for next week already.
Yep, that's right. So that's why you guys got to get on some stuff. Let's pay some bills, Pedro.
That's right. This week's coupon code and reminder to go ahead.
Coupon code is Pi0. 10% off will get you on your order in celebration of the Pi0, the Raspberry Pi Zero.
Yes, if everybody saw the big celebration on Thursday, Thanksgiving, I think it was 2 a.m. Everybody stayed up.
Everything
we had
crazy.
A big old, bonanza of, oh my God,
They
the
sold
new
out in 2
$5
It's the
little
new iPhone. It sold out in like two minutes, the
Yeah.
Pi0 iPhone. But you guys, if you can, pick up some stuff. You got some time left.
Yeah, I think you have until December 11th to get regular shipping. If you
right.
wait any longer than that, you're going to have to get overnight or like 2-day shipping to guaranteed delivery by Christmas.
That's right. And
I would order now. If you go to the shop, you
Yeah.
can see right now almost everything is sold out.
yeah, if you want some specific details, the shipping department customer service actually made a shipping video, so you guys definitely check that out if you haven't already. Gives you all the details and stuff like that. We also have some cool free stuff coming on still. Supplies are still in there, so
Very limited, but yeah, $100 or more, you get a free Primer Proto.
that's right.
$150, you get a 5-volt trinket. $200 gets you the free ground shipping, and $250 or more get all of that plus a Pro 5-volt trinket.
We still have some 3D printers in the shop, folks, and if you get one now, you're gonna get free shipping. No one else is gonna do that except Adafruit, because
That's
we're crazy. Crazy. So be sure to get on those deals. We got filament as well, and a bunch of different electronics for your awesome projects. So we'll talk more about that now, but let's go ahead and jump in with what are we doing on the show. I almost forgot about that. We are doing the segments real quick. What are you prototyping?
So we take a look at the future projects that we're working on.
That's right. We're gonna do the layer by layer.
We take a look at some of the CAD techniques that we use in designing all of our projects.
We're gonna do the shop attack,
Shop Talks, and we take a look at some of the things that are ongoing in the studio.
Q&A,
We have, you guys have questions, we have answers for you guys.
community makes.
We take a look at some of the cool things the community is working on.
That's right. All this and more on the Adafruit show thing.
3D Thursday.
3D Thursday.
3D Hangouts.
All right, so let's go back to us. We got some very, very cool stuff. Last week Pedro was showing us his progress on Daft Punk Helmet, Thomas's version, which is a really cool one. This week,
so we were talking about making this helmet be able to see through.
That's the biggest, coolest thing about this helmet is not that it's just optimized and a lot thinner, but you can actually see through it. So you got the visor here.
Yeah, so we went to Lowe's. We picked up some of the tinted acrylic that they already had, did some bending work on that. So I think it was like, I forget, it was like 18 by 24 for about
It's a
like
big sheet. Look how big it is. It's bigger than our work surface here, so we actually had to go on the edge here. But it worked out really well. So definitely recommend getting a T-square, right? The cool thing
T-square, new blades for cutting out, they're scoring the acrylic, and this worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
We're doing the build video for this and getting all the assets off there.
Yeah.
But here's what it looked like so far. So we're using 24 NeoPixel rings for the ears. We got the new NeoPixel strips coming out soon.
Ultra slim NeoPixel
Ultra slim, yeah.
strips.
2 of them combine are the
Stacked
width
up on
of
top of each other like
one
this.
of our NeoPixel strips, and it's pretty cool. It looks really good when you put it in. You can
Yeah.
actually see through. Hello.
Hello.
See you guys.
I can't see you, but you can see me. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we still haven't taken off the protection film on this, so it should
okay.
look a lot more shinier once we do that.
Yeah.
3-piece design, as we
Or less
talked about
shinier.
before. We're using the chrome paint on here to get that
Spray
nice
paint.
shiny look. We actually did some putty on this.
Oh,
and
okay.
I think
You
you have
putty?
some
Let's do the
filming
putty.
of that.
Yeah. So this is a scalpel.
spackle is what I think it's. We had this left over from when
We were doing some.
Yeah,
touch-up
Brandy
on-
likes doing a bunch of
Pedro's wife,
housework
yeah.
around the house, so we had a bunch of this stuff left over, and yeah, it's actually a lot of work. So
Yeah. So the thing
just
is,
wanted to try it out.
Yeah, we want to try one coat and see how smooth we can get it. It didn't really come out too noticeable. It did fill in a lot of the cracks and things, but the trick is to do this like, I don't know, 5 or 6 different times.
Multiple times. Do sanding, do the ridge, filling in all the ridges from the 3D printing, but it turns out you don't really need to do it.
We didn't have too much time to invest into it. It looks amazing.
You can definitely do it if you want to get a super smooth finish.
Right.
I think we're going to skip this step for the video.
Right.
As you can see, it's a little messy there.
This was really the challenge, or the fun part here. So one thing I wanted to note was that you actually 3D printed the visor and then you flattened it out, and that's how you created it. Use it as a template, and then you used the heat air gun to mold it, and you just freehand molded it. How did you do that? Did you burn your hands or anything?
No, so I put on some of those gloves that are like heat resistant. Held
gloves.
it up against the helmet and just sort of molded the shape around there.
It looks
super easy to do and not so easy to do for the guy helmet, which we'll talk about next week.
Well, that's next week, so we'll have a whole segment on that. But definitely want to have a straight edge, a T-square, and a new scoring.
But this is definitely going to be the coolest, I think. We're still going to put some speakers on the ears there, and with the, I didn't bring it over. We're using the sound effects board and the little, the pieces for that.
Yeah, these are all the pieces of it, so it's divided into 3 pieces. Here's the top part. Very, very cool. It actually printed with no support, so you can see that there.
All this stuff is printed with absolutely no supports. Yeah.
Of course, Pedro's is doing our legacy skinny sticks connector thing
to hold everything together.
And these are the other 2 pieces. Of course, they don't need any supports either. Here's the face part, so it goes in like that.
And then the middle part.
And then the middle part, which actually goes on the back of the head like this.
Yeah, it's split up right where the visor goes, so we don't need any support materials for that.
That's awesome, man. This is like the coolest thing, and it's really thin. How thick is this thing?
1.4 millimeters.
1.4
so
millimeters.
Super light without being too thin that it'll break.
I love the detail there on the ear. And you made it so that it fits perfectly, the NeoPixel rings, right?
Yeah, 24 NeoPixel rings. And as I was saying, we're going to use the sound effects board with the little speakers on there and the low-cost vibration sensor. Okay. So every time you move, you can have like some Daft Punk sound effects play on there.
Definitely a great approach for cosplayers who don't have much experience uploading code, compiling code to the Arduino boards.
It loads just a USB stick.
Yeah, you just
drive
drop
over
in some
your
OGG
OGG or MP3s and you're good to go.
Yeah, Auger Wave. So that's cool. That's what Pedro's been prototyping. Of course, what I've been prototyping is look how small it is in comparison. Like, this is the Raspberry Pi Zero. This is the enclosure that I designed over Thursday. And earlier this week on, was it Monday or Tuesday? Probably Tuesday. Or no, it was Monday. Yeah, Monday night. I printed it out and I had to do a couple tweaks. So it's a 2-parter layer by layer. So we're going to do that soon. But I just wanted to make sure that everything was printed and fits and all the tolerances work out before I uploaded to Thingiverse. So it is now uploaded on Thingiverse. And let me just go to that because it's a lot nicer looking than this shot here.
Fancy photos here so you can see a down shot of what that looks like.
Yeah. So I took some photos of it and it's uploaded on Thingiverse. Quite a few people already downloaded it. And be sure to check out the tutorial if you haven't already. So if you want to learn some CAD, you can see me build it step by step from scratch. Or not from scratch, I'm actually basing it off our circuit board template that we made. But yeah, it works really well. Again, 2 pieces. Originally I designed it for like mounting holes, but nope, I just opted in for
pegs.
For pegs, so it's a lot easier. No hardware screws required. Yeah, it works really well. All the ports, of course, fit. Got a lot of projects planned in, like the Raspberry Pi, Pocket, or micro.
Yeah, there's people going full speed on really cool projects for this. Like I saw, like we're gonna update like our Ninja Flex gloves on there and just light up some simple LEDs. Yeah. Somebody has already stuffed one inside of a Xbox controller, playing Doom right on their Xbox controller. There, you can stuff it inside. Super tiny, $5.
$5, folks. We don't have it in the Adafruit shop right now because it's been sold out.
They're making more. We'll probably get more before Christmas and promises. But
be sure to get on that wish list or sign up for the notifications so you know exactly when they get in the shop.
You'll get an email as soon as they're back in stock.
Yeah. But we definitely recommend getting the pack because if you just get the board, you're going to have to get the wires and cables anyway. And it doesn't work without
you need the 2GO USB cable. You need the mini HDMI. It's a regular adapter. You need
an SD card.
Yeah, and Pimoroni has
headers.
Some very cool audio adapters.
We're actually, it's a question. We'll talk about those. But yeah, so there you go. That's going to be
$5 for a whole computer. Unbelievable.
Yeah, there's a lot of videos out on it too.
The future is insane.
Yeah, it's a free thing. It's like a free thing with a magazine.
It came with a magazine.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Okay,
moving on to the next segment.
That's why Pi Zero is this week's thingy thing.
Yeah, remember if you want to pick up anything in the store,
Pi Zero will get
Pi
you
Zero.
Get you 10% off your order. Okay, well that was what are you prototyping? We got some cool projects planned out for you guys. Next up is the layer by layer. This is going to be a special, since I've been doing a bunch of layer by layers on the tone thing. I'm going to do some Q&A segments
about all the CAD.
About all the CAD stuff. I've got a lot of questions on Q&A, so I figured I'd just group them up and put them together here. So this first one is actually a question and like a tip. This is from Kirby G, who's definitely a straight gangsta G right now, like a CAD G, man. He's got this awesome. Check this out. When making the cutouts for the screen or the ports on the side, would using the extrude distance to and selecting the outside face be better? That way, if you change the dimensions of the box later, the extrusions will still be long enough.
Absolutely, that is definitely the way to go.
Yeah. So, that's it, man. So instead of making putting an arbitrary number like 10 or something millimeters for an extrude distance.
Yeah, because when you update that, if it's longer than 10, it's not going to cut all the way through.
Right. So that's a really good tip. So thank you, Kirby, for that one. If you folks want to learn more about that, check out the tutorials.
Yep, definitely follow Kirby. He's been learning a lot in Fusion. This is definitely the type of people we like, who will go out there and put on the big boy pants and start doing some CAD modeling.
What's your favorite thing to say? Like big boy pants. Big boy CAD modeling pants.
A lot better than like printing like a Bulbasaur or something like that. Okay. When you take 3D printing and grab it by the the horns and make useful projects.
Yeah, but that's why we're making these layer by layers, and there's of course a lot of content out there too on to learn on their YouTube channel. So check it out. Thank you, Kirby, for that one. Great tip. This next one is from Pocket Sand on the Pip-Boy video. Great video for the Pip-Boy details. Did you model them entirely in Fusion 360 or use another program? Thank you for taking the time to demonstrate sculpting and sketch tools. This helps bunches.
This is all Fusion 360.
It is all Fusion 360. All the sketches and the details were made in Fusion 360. I'll try to do some more tutorials on it because I have been doing a lot of cutting out and piecing it out so that I can fit components into it. So because the Raspberry Pi came out last week, I had to sort of shift gears and start my focus on that. So that's why the Pip-Boy, unfortunately, is getting a little bit on the back burner, but it'll definitely come out within the month or two.
Yeah, unfortunately, we had to have all hands on deck for this one.
Oh, yeah.
We've known about this for a little while now. They were on the fence whether it was going to release or not.
That's
so
right.
we had to sort of jump as soon as they decided to release it. But yeah,
Fusion
there was
360?
like a couple of when making the handle for the Halo energy sword, and I opted to stay in Fusion 360 and do all the detail work inside there instead of jumping into ZBrush to do all like the little molds for the handle design.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely stay inside of Fusion, and the freeform modeling tool is the way to go.
Okay, well, thank you for that question. Next one, this is from the Game of Knowing. Hey, Noe, thanks for the video. What tools and resources did you use to learn how to work with Fusion 360?
So Autodesk has a YouTube channel specifically for Fusion 360, and that's where we've learned everything. So there's two chaps on there, Cha-Ching and Taylor.
Taylor Steen, who are evangelists at, that's their full-time job.
Their job
to help
is
people out
to
and
teach,
to make tutorials.
Make YouTube videos. Right now they're at Autodesk UA. University, something?
Yeah, University, Autodesk University, which is like their convention thing going on. So that's where they're at right now. But yeah, if you ever want to take a look at their tutorials, check them out. I'll have them linked below.
Leave comments in their YouTube video or even tweet at them, and they might make a video specifically on your question. Right. So definitely check that out.
All right. Thank you for asking that good question. Next one, this one is from RJG Now. What did you guys? Why did you guys start using Fusion 360? Isn't it expensive after the first year for most DIY makers?
So this is our most asked question on Fusion 360. Actually, no. It is free for makers and educators and businesses that are earning less than $100,000.
Yeah. I mean, if we were Black & Decker, we were making money off our coffee machine, then yeah, of course we'd have to pay it, pay the monthly price.
The cost of this is a teeny little drop in the bucket. I mean, when we had our own agency, I think we paid like $4,000 for Maya.
We paid $4,000 for Maya, folks. Yeah, luckily, we're not doing commercials like that anymore. But there it is. I have the pricing right here. It's free. They did have that 1 year thing, but they took it off now. So there you go. It's free now.
It's going to be free. And
this one project file, that's just one folder, really. You can have multiple documents inside that one folder.
You can save out your stat files too, keep it in your own folder, and then upload it if you wanted to do that. But again, it is free for students, educators, and it works with other programs like
SolidWorks, Onshape, anything that supports a crazy amount of files, you can export them out. So good stuff. Good question. Thank you, JR or RJ. Next one is from Jaren Martjin. Question about the Pi Zero. Can you get audio out from somewhere else on the board besides HDMI? Say to hook up some speakers and the enclosure for a portable game system. I noticed there's an unpopulated composite headers. Yep, we got you covered, buddy. Check this out. We got Lamar's tutorial here on the Raspberry Pi on the Adafruit learning system, which I'll have linked below. Goes through it. If you do have to do a little bit of wiring and stuff, but what were you saying, Pedro? If you check out
the live stream that she did on the launch day for Thursday,
she talks about it more.
Completely talks about every little dick and cranny on the Pi Zero. Also, Pimoroni has also been doing a lot of live streaming, and they're also releasing the pHAT DAC, which will break out the audio components. We're obviously going to be getting some of these in the shop as well.
It's not a pHAT, it's a pHAT. It's like a half of a pHAT. They have a whole thing about it. Check out Pimoroni if you haven't already. We're going to try to stock this in the Adafruit shop to save some guys from the States some money, because it's in the UK. It's only $12, but 12 euros or whatever. But the international shipping and stuff, if you guys are in the States, will cost you a little bit. But this thing is awesome. It's got the line out and then two little pin outs for the left and the right speaker.
Got their theme song stuck in my head now. Definitely check out their YouTube channel for all
They're doing a lot of live streams. Definitely awesome stuff. Big shout outs to Pyron. Get some Pimoroni now. There you go. So good question. Next question. Thank you for that one. We had a nice little Pimoroni break. Okay, this one's from Ender Wiggin, Ender Wiggin, I think, on the Lair for the Pip-Boy. When will the model for the Pip-Boy be done? I would love to buy the components that you were making for it. I would also like to see if you could run an Android app on it so that I can play Fallout with it.
I don't
think it'll
so
work
much on that.
because Android is a different operating system than the Raspbian. It is Linux, but when will it be done? I don't know. In the next month or two, I had to take a break because I definitely got to focus on some Raspberry Pi Zero projects now. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on. So keep asking.
It's about 80% of the way there. I think
if
you don't redo the model the way you want to do it, so if you just keep it the way it is.
Yeah, the main part right now, like we got the audio, we got the software working, we got the dials and switches. For half of them are working. We still got to get the encoder to work, but it's you can get it now and get the parts now. I'm working on it. There you go. In like a month or two. So again, Pi Zero. Dang Pi Zero. I can't blame it, but oh well. Thank you for the question, though. Next question is from RJ now again. What's up, man? Did you ever solve the offset issue at the top of the horn? This is on the unicorn horn when I did dual extrusion unicorn horn. Yeah, so if you looked at the top, there was like a little bit of an offset thing. So what I did actually to smooth that out is I used a mesh mixer. I brought in the mesh mixer. And I just, with 2 clicks on the smooth brush, I actually smoothed it out. So that's another example of taking something out into another program and then being able to add some extra details to it.
Sometimes you got to use multiple
applications.
applications.
Yeah, because this was made in Maya. You can't do linear deformers inside of Fusion 360. Yeah. So I think that was what you were asking, right? The offset issue? Yeah. So there you go. Mesh Mixer to the rescue. Another cool CAD app I recommend. Okay. Oh, let me hit escape. Go to the next one. Next one is from Crowforge. Why not just bow the top of the SD card slot in so that you can get it out with your fingernail without losing the strength? This is on the Raspberry Pi Zero case. So me and Pedro are talking about it. I think what you're talking about is instead of having a square, like just make a circle sketch.
Yeah, I mean you could definitely select the lines inside there and just hit like the fillet tool to make it a complete like ellipse. Yeah, and that'll make it look a little bit better. So you can definitely do that.
Yeah, the files are available, so you guys can modify it too. A couple folks have already too, and I'll share about those. But yeah, that's a good point. Yep, it would make it a little bit stronger. Thank you, CrowForge. Next one, this is from Jeffrey Bastine. Noe, did you create the Raspberry Pi 2 model, or did you use that was, or use the one that was already available? This is on the Pip-Boy.
So yes, you did create this in 123D.
Yeah, I actually created it in Rev2.2D.
And then you imported it in Fusion.
Yeah, so we have a GitHub repository of all of our 123DX parts, like the Adafruit part boards and the Raspberry Pi hats, like a lot of the displays and cutouts and things. Yeah. Because it took a little bit to, a lot of iteration to get those things working right.
Yeah, and we are working with Autodesk so that we can release a library of everything online already inside of Fusion 360, and I think we can just share the folder in the meantime.
We'll try to share that too.
Yeah.
But if you don't, we'll have the GitHub linked as well. So thank you, Jeffrey. Oh, that's all the questions. Okay, so that was the Q&A segment for Layer by Layer. So that's what we're doing, a little bit special. I actually have a Layer by Layer this week planned too, which is a little bit different. It's
Is this on this guy here?
Yeah, it's on this guy. I made a quick enclosure for our Apple TV remote because I've been dropping it and I've been seeing some stories that it's actually made out of glass.
Yeah, we don't really feel like spending $50 on a new controller.
Way.
So yeah, Ninja Flex, some tips on there on printing a Ninja Flex.
60 cents, folks. This thing costs $20 at Griffin.
They're on a little bumper, yeah.
It's $20. So we made it for 60 cents and like 10 minutes of CAD.
Yeah,
so check that out. Yeah, be sure to check out that one. Okay, if you want to pick up some filaments, we got you covered. Pi Zero.
Get on the waiting list to get your own $5 computer.
That's right.
Use this code Pi Zero to get this 10% off.
Remember the shipping, folks. Get on the shipping. Okay, this is just a quick little note. All right, let's jump into Shop Talk. We got some cool stuff to talk about this week on the Shop Attack. So, this week...
First off, we got some projects that are going to be needing smaller detailed prints. So, it was time to update the Amber 3 printer.
Yep.
They sent us over an AVR board so we can update the innards on that. So, just some quick, simple code inside the terminal. Updated the board on there and the one on the face. So 2 different boards that we had to update that.
Oh, really?
Super straightforward. I was a little scared because we had to jump into the terminal. I'm not too big of a coder, so super relieved that it was pretty simple.
What was the learning guide that they tell you to go to?
Oh, it was pretty funny. Yeah, they told us to go to learn.adafruit.com.
To learn how to do Arduino setup?
Yeah. So luckily, I have the
old Arduino?
The legacy Arduino. Yeah, when it was the Adafruit edition of
1.05.
Yeah, so I already had all the stuff installed in there to make everything work.
Okay.
So it's super cool. And well, here we printed the Raspberry Pi camera case, which is today's project video that was released. So
yeah, this thing came out really good.
Test. They have a different procedure on the way that the exposure and separation works, so they updated that. The finishing looks a lot better, and the motors sound different, so very cool upgrade. And of course, we're going to be testing new materials, new resins that they're working on. Yeah. I think at the show, I forget what show they're in right now, they released some new, I think it's like CYMK colors, so you can like customize your resin colors. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I got to read more about that, but yeah, we will be testing out more resin stuff.
Yeah, we also printed out the Raspberry Pi Zero case in. You printed it on the Ember, didn't you?
Yeah. We're using Print Studio, so instead of using mesh mixers that generates the supports, they have a new application that handled that for us. It's a lot better. The supports came right off, and unfortunately, we didn't get any video for this show. I got some on my phone, but we'll show it next week.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I want to show some people some tidbits. They updated the software, and they're doing some great progress on it.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Next segment. Do you guys remember Halloween, right? You guys remember Halloween? Well, we had a contest. Well, not us, but the folks over at Instructables. So let's check out that. Guess what, folks? They have finally announced the winners. So the winner of the grand prize, who won a Printerbot Simple Metal, a camera, and Lady Ada's electronics toolkit, is Honus, who made the DIY functional sonic screwdriver from Doctor Who.
Super cool.
That's awesome. Some first prize light up prop was the, we actually shared this one, the Zelda bow, which has a Pro Trinket and some NeoPixel strips, which is really awesome. Also the Back to the Future 2 Pit Bowl hoverboard,
super cool
and a bunch of other stuff. This one's a really, you'll remember this one, Majora's Thor's hammer, the electromagnetic one that made the rounds. That one's awesome. and even the Pip-Boy 3000, the Mark III version. That one won as well, and a bunch of other ones too. So definitely check those out if you want to see, and be sure to subscribe to Instructables for more contests. They're always running contests and things. I think they have like a holiday one, like an ornament or something contest. So yeah, they want some good stuff.
Congrats to all the winners.
Congrats to everybody. Thank you so much for entering the contest. We know it's really hard. So there you go. It's just an update on the contest. Okay, what else do we have, Pedro?
I think we have Community Makes first.
No, we got some other stuff. Some other ShopTax stuff. Oh, do you want to do this one here? About the
what's time looking like? Just quick little tip on being able to swap colors every time you're printing a large print. You want to make sure that you have enough filament on your spool.
Yeah, this was dangerous right here. So what happened was that's the end of the line. So Pedro, I grabbed you out of the garage. I was like, Pedro, quick, you got to get this thing. You got to hot swap out some filament.
Yeah, so basically all I did was just push up against it as it's on the Type A machine as it's near the end of the spool there, and just pushed right up against it, and it just magically, thankfully, continued printing. It all melted together there. So quick save there. Hopefully more printer manufacturers implement some sort of sensor to warn you and scream bloody murder when you're running when you're completely out of filament.
Yeah, that's a little
nice
hard.
Little catch there.
Okay, cool. Well, that's the Shop Talk segment. Yeah, I think that's it for the Shop Talk. Cool. That was Shop Talk.
To jump into either Community Makes or
we're gonna do Community Makes next then. So this Community Makes, we got a couple of makes this week, and we're really bundling last week and this week. So let's take a look at them now on Thingiverse. So first one up is the solar boost charger from Kippy, Thingiverse user Kippy. This is actually our first make that was posted on the solar boost charger. So we made this project last year, actually, on November 5th.
During summertime.
Yeah, so he's charging his phone here. Nice big solar charging panel. So just a simple enclosure.
Is this one of our newer solar panels, or it's some other one?
It looks like it. Maybe it's some other one. If it works with it, that's good with me.
Yeah, but it's definitely cool because you're able to store this power when like the cloud goes over or something like that.
That's right.
Or at night, you're able to sort of have a backup. Or
it's on a backpack, and it's actually a Spanish Instructable. So here it is, a Spanish Instructable. Shout out to you, sir, or madam. And then next one is a simple one. This is the Omni Skull. This was printed out. Not sure, guys. Please make sure that you don't have to, but I'd really like to talk about how you printed it and what you did, because this looks shiny. I think either you did vapor smoothing, a vapor bath, or you used XTC coating of some sort. So I want to know. So let me know. Random 1978 Thingiverse user. Next one is this one's from Laura, Thingiverse user Laura 2810. This looks great. This is the Raspberry Pi 8 Plus, of course, the Pocket Pi Girl.
The 4-button version?
Yeah, the 4-button version. This is the main case, and the blue buttons were printed in PLA. For the D-pad and the other buttons, I used Ninja Flex. I printed all the buttons in Ninja Flex first, but the controller buttons didn't work so well. I'm not sure why they didn't work so well. Maybe you need more infill or something. Maybe they didn't click as much or something. That's what I found, more squishy. Infill. So, yeah. Try that out if that's my tip, but I'm not sure. But yeah, that's a cool one. Another one is this was actually the first person to make the 7-inch, your 7-inch tablet, Pedro, with the Raspberry Pi multi-touch tablet screen thing.
Yeah, so this is actually using the Leapfrog HS printer, I think.
Yeah, we're not sure. There's not many descriptions, but the parts look really good, and that build volume looks freaking massive. That's a massive build, and I like how there's a grid or something on it.
I think that's just like a cutting mat or something to put it on top of. But yeah, very awesome job on that. That's very good.
Next one, this one's from Surfer Boy Bob. This looks awesome. He put like a little bit of laminate wood grain, and the print looks phenomenal. He also added a freaking headphone jack. That's awesome.
Nice. Everybody always asks that question. Yes, we do have the headphone components in the shop. You can add on there. Cool. Just wire up to the pinouts on the Raspberry Pi.
Oh, that's right. You were saying, okay, yeah. So we do have the breakout, little breakout piece for the header in the shop.
Very awesome.
That is awesome, man. That's good job. And the best part, of course, he legitimately owns Super Mario Brothers NES. Yep. You can see the cart there. It's proof. I love that. That is awesome. So shout out to you, Surfer Boy Bob. Big ups. and a badass remix to our ray gun, our Fallout 3 ray gun that we made last year.
Yeah, so this is the alien ray gun from Fallout 3.
That's
he combined with, what was it?
A German logger. He's saying, look at this nice description. Unless you're a certified masochist, do not attempt to print this just yet. This design is unproven, untested, unknown results for you sure to follow, but be sure to enjoy it, warned. You've been warned, enjoy. So it loves the parts from the Adafruit blaster, but he's been a big fan of the German P08 logger for a long time. He combined it with another blaster design that he liked. He decided to try and combine them as a functional laser pistol. So the cool thing about this, guys, is it's using a real 1.8 watt laser module. So he says, be careful, seriously, no effing joke, protective eyewear. If you play with lasers, and you don't have these, then you deserve a Darwin Award, seriously. So there you go. He has a heat sink as well as the batteries. And a bunch of descriptions here. This is what I love to see. He's got all his stuff labeled out here. Even though he says, like, don't do it, he still says all the stuff here to do it. So serious bounce issues and stuff.
Love to see some video of this.
I'd love to see a video
popping
of it.
Some balloons
or something. Yeah, lighting a cigarette or something. That'd be fun. But yeah, it's still a work in progress, but this thing looks awesome. Thank you so much,
very cool.
Navar, Thingiverse user Nivar, something like that. But yeah, thank you so much for updating that. That looks a lot cooler than the original, I think. So. All right, well, that is it for the community makes. If you want to share your projects with us, you'll find them in the...
Just hit the make button or the remix button on our Thingiverse project files, and we'll feature it here on the show.
That's right. Well,
let's go ahead and jump into this week's Q&A.
That's going to be the last part. Okay. How are the batteries? Are they all good?
Yep.
All right. Q&A, folks. We got some Q&A questions, of course. So let's start off with that. How am I looking? Good? Good. All right, let's jump into those lovely questions. Here we go. All right, wait, nope, that's not it. This is it. All right, this is from Juan Biondi. What's up, man? Hey, guys. I was thinking about a solution on the Daft Punk helmet just to be able to see through wearing it, and suddenly it came to my mind that you could use some kind of plastic used like the ones used on vacuum forming process. You could print out the piece that goes in the front and then vacuum form it. I know it's a long process, but I think it's worth it. Regards, keep it up.
Yeah, so we're actually going to have Phil B do the vacuum forming for this, but after I did the adjustments that we need to do like a plaster mold, like doing flanges out on the edges of it, and
so
then doing
negative,
a tilt.
Right?
Yeah, so we made a negative, and it turns out it's going to be a little bit bigger than the vacuum form.
His vacuum form is massive.
Yeah,
it's 12
by 12. Yeah, you probably need like an 18 by 24 or something like that. So we're probably going to end up just doing a transparent PLA, and then doing something like the what's the name of it? It is
vacuum form. Wait, with PLA? What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm just going to use like the transparent PLA and then spray some of the VHT Nightshade spray on there.
Okay.
You might not be able to see through it, but we just don't have the time to do the vacuum forming for that. But I am going to release the plaster like negative so you can make it out of plaster.
You can try it at home.
Yeah, so you can try it at home.
Vacuum former.
And I'm also going to release the buck. That set's going to have like the visor and then extrude it out so you can print that whole thing out and then just use that as your buck to do the vacuum form. And if you have a big enough former,
we don't have an oven either to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we use.
Well, we have an oven,
we don't
have use it a lot, and we don't want to.
Yeah, we do a lot of
cooking. Fumes and things.
Yeah, so
Phil B was saying he doesn't do much cooking, so he wouldn't mind using his.
So
oven.
I will release both of those so you guys can make your own at home, but I'm just gonna probably just print this. In
I even contacted
pieces.
Wayne, who's going to be our supplier for filament. He's our local maker here. He has a massive shop, and he actually vacuums stuff for helicopters.
Yeah, so he was saying that, I'm going to have to send this to like the 5-axis mill, like mill it out of like 20-pound foam.
Oh
and
my
it's
goodness.
like, okay,
this is going to cost hundreds of dollars. So not only do we not have we can probably expense it, but it's a little bit too much overkill for what we need. And you went down some researching, and you found that even Valpin Props himself found that it was difficult to vacuum form. He
had some other dude do it for him. Yeah. So we'll just release this so you guys can do it.
It's not like we didn't try.
It's like we don't have the time to do it.
I know he knows it's a long process.
But
yeah, thanks Juan. Thank you for the comments. That's the status on the crazy vacuum forminess. All right, this is from Glenn McMurky. Sorry, Glenn. I'm having problems printing my wood filament. It keeps clogging, so I have to constantly watch the print. And when it clogs, pause it, unclog, and then resume. It's a very boring job. I have to unclog it every minute and a half to 2 minutes. Any suggestions? It's 175 filament on the MakerBot Replicator 2X.
Yeah, so please let us know what settings you're using. I usually have to print it a little bit hotter, like at 230 is what I normally print things out.
We found that printing normal, though, PLA settings works well, but this is bamboo wood filament.
Yes,
that's
that
very
is a good
specific.
point, yeah. So we specifically didn't carry the wood filament because of the 30% fibers that it have. We did notice that it did have some problems with clogging, which is why we went with the bamboo filament, which only has 20% wood fibers in it.
I still have some of that sample material here, and I remember I had to tweak, I had to make a custom profile for the Replicator 2, not the 2X, but the Replicator 2, and I just couldn't get it to print normal. With the bamboo filament, when I tried it out and it just worked with normal PLA settings, I was like, okay, we got to stock this stuff. This stuff is great.
Yeah, so let us know what settings you're using and if it is indeed just regular wood filament and not the bamboo filament.
And this is from Color Fab. They have a special formulation on their stuff.
Yep, so give us a little more info on that.
Yeah, hopefully we can get you going on there, Glenn. But thank you for the comment, man. Nicholas asking, can I make a controller longer to fit the dimensions of an NES controller? This is on the Bluetooth gamepad. Yeah, the files are released, of course, for you guys to modify it. You can make it longer.
Just expand the corners. And
that's right, because it is kind of small. And you can probably smooth it out and make it rounder to make it more like a NES controller. And of course,
have bigger, longer
PermaProtos.
PCB boards, so you have longer ones of that.
But I would also recommend checking out the flexible ones.
Not as long, but I think the other cutaway ones, we have ones that are easier to cut away, so definitely check those out.
Okay. Well, there you go, Nicholas. Yes. Next one is on the 5-inch Raspberry Pi 2, portable Raspberry Pi 2. Grayson is asking, what would you think of printing this with a Nintendo 64 controller shell and putting it on a Nintendo 64 controller and then a mobile Pi and having a Nintendo 64 portable? Please reply if you think this is possible, because it would make a great present for my brother who grew up on the Nintendo 64. Thank you. That sounds like a cool project, huh? Like gut out your Nintendo 64, put in a Pi,
2 in it,
put a power boost, put a big battery in it, and you have a portable Nintendo 64.
Work, yeah. You might have to completely gut out some of the innards of that, but yeah, it might work.
Yeah, I think it's a cool project. Try it out, man. Try it out. Your brother would be like, holy crap, that'd be the coolest thing. And then share it with us, and then go on the show and tell, so you can tell the world how awesome it is. Yeah. But yes, I believe in you. Thank you, Grayson. Good luck with that. And then this one is from John Whelan. I'd like to see something like this with the new Pi Zero. This is on the Super Game Pi. With that much space saved, what could we do? What do you want to do?
Like, I don't know, like a whole day of battery. Just fill it up with batteries.
Fill it up with batteries. It's fun. It's just a big battery.
Amp, speakers, big speakers in there.
It already has an amp, a stereo amp. It already got 2 speakers. It already has shoulder buttons. It already has a joystick or a D-pad, and then the 4 play buttons. So I don't know what else you could add in there.
I don't know, probably.
It already has a big screen. It has a freaking 5-inch in there.
Oh yeah.
So it's as big. It's already pretty beast.
7-inch.
A rumble pack?
I don't know.
Like a rumble pack? I don't know how to wire that up though.
We have like some of the smaller motors, but that's small enough to fit inside.
Like a Neo ring or something. I don't know. So it's really up to you what you want to do. But yeah, there's a lot of room in there. That Pi Zero.
Yeah, the most obvious thing is it's bigger batteries.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for the question, John. Next one, this was from Sam Gatek on the Pocket Pi Girl. Do you need different plastic for the buttons, like flex plastic, or does regular PLA work? Yes, there is a special file. I included both files, button files for the PLA version and the Ninja Flex version. Some people like the PLA version, like the person who we featured here. So I would try them both out and see which one works for you if you can print Ninja Flex. So yep, they both work. Okay, next one is from Epic Adrian. Damn, man, I love your work. Thank you. You could make the most amazing retro consoles, and your best work was the Cupcade? Yeah, big shout out to Philip Burgess, of course, father of the NeoPixel library and Krampus and a bunch of other awesome things. That he designed that, and he designed a lot of the acrylic enclosures on the Adafruit shop. He's our remote software engineer. Yeah.
Definitely go give
all the credit goes to Phil B from the Cupcade. Yep. He also designed a PCB, has a dragon on it. So pretty badass. Yeah. So there you go, Epic Adrian. Credit goes to Mr. Phil B. Next one is from Riley from Extreme 3D. Does AstroPrint work with the Flashboard Creator Pro, and can I use a separate slicer and print over the cloud using that slicer? First of all, the answer is yes. Or no. The first question was like, does it work with Flashboard? Yes, but in limited capacity. We found that it doesn't support dual extruders.
And as well, yeah, there's like a drop down you got to do, and it doesn't always work.
Yeah. So although you can print with a dual extruded file, it can't monitor it, and that's kind of it's a little
like
what is
when
it
you
called?
go into preheat or something like that, you'll have to switch between them, and
it's
then
a little
like you're
troublesome
saying,
or
it
whatever.
doesn't always work.
Yeah.
I think the default is on the left extruder.
You can absolutely slice with something else. I always slice with Simplify 3 and just upload my G code or X3G file because it does work with Sailfish. Yep. But I would recommend checking out Octoprint because it does work with dual extruders pretty well, and it works right out of the box with the Raspberry Pi Cam without any funkiness. It just works really well. And you can also just upload G code. It also has a slicer, and I think there's a tutorial on how to make it work with the cloud, like to set up your own server. So I think you can do that too. So check that out, Riley. But the answer is like yes and yes, a limited yes. But there you go, just some things to look out for with the dual extruder. All right, next one is from Zithnix on the Super Game Pi. I have a Raspberry Pi B+, will it work or nah? Yeah, so I did make it with the Pi 2, so it should work with the Pi B+, but the thing is I actually did a lot of desoldering modifications to the Pi 2. I actually desoldered the Ethernet port and the USB ports, and I split them up so that they're one USB port each. So it's very hackery, and it even took me a lot, and Phil B too. It took him a lot too.
Yeah, it actually took both of us to actually sit there with the heat flow.
It's easier to just modify the CAD. Like just modify the CAD files. I have them already available for you, so you can base off those and make a remix, or check out some other remixes on the Pocket Pi Girl and the Super Game Pi. So check those out. Okay. Next question is from Bill Brown. Where can I find the tripod file to print?
So that's this week's project. Actually, I think it was released a little bit early. Yeah. A mistake. So yeah, they should be up on our Thingiverse page.
That's right.
With the show.
That's right. 2 weeks ago, we were just kind of showing off the project, but we didn't come out with it yet. Yeah. So there you go. It's now out now. So be sure to check those out, Bill. Next one. This is from RM was here. Can you add headphone jack to it on the Pocket Pi Girl? Yeah, we just shared a project of a gentleman who did it.
Like we were saying, you can use discount code to get 10% off and get the headphone component. You can add on there.
It's like $1 or so. Get 50 cents. All right. Thank you for that one. This one's from Shodanx. Asking on the Ember 3D printer, is it a good candidate for investment casting?
I mean, it prints, if you're printing like at 50 microns, 25 microns, it is going to be nice and smooth, so it's not going to show like a lot of like the ridges that you would normally get with FDM. So yeah, if you want to cast like jewelry, like small jewelry and things like that, it's pretty good. But if you want something bigger, you want to go with the Formlabs 2, which has a bigger build volume.
Yeah, and half the price. Well, thank you for the question there. This is the last question from the gamer. Is it possible to make a GameCube Pi? I think that'd be kind of cool. Maybe like not just to 3D print the case, but to get a regular GameCube and gut it out and put a Pi in there. I think
absolutely,
totally fit, man.
You can make it like all portable, have like the screen built into it.
Didn't it have a handle or something, the GameCube?
I think so.
That'd be badass. I don't know. Purple.
3D print one, yeah.
3D print one, yeah.
So definitely doable.
That is awesome. Definitely do it, gamer. And when you do, let us know. We'll feature it here on the show. Yeah. That's going to be it for the show, folks, the Q&A segment. If you guys want to ask any of your questions on the show, just ask them on YouTube.
Leave them on any of the videos.
This is a long one.
Any of the videos, and we will gather them up for a future episode.
Yep. All right, folks, we're going to leave you off with some links, of course. Learning Adafruit source, blah, 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 blah.
All of our step-by-step tutorials, beautiful photos, step-by-step guides, circuit diagrams, links to all of the components, where to buy them, are all there. We spent a lot of time building all these. Everybody always asks, "Where's the guide for this?" And it's in every project video. Just read the description.
How much does all the parts cost? Click on the button and find out.
Yeah,
there you go.
Prices fluctuate, and then you can add your 10% discount on there.
Right. And you might have the Pi, you might not. You might have this. Anyway, check this out. There's the links. Follow me and Pedro on the Instagram and Twitter. Check out the lineage of shows, starting off with Becky's journey for wearable electronics.
Every week she
Every
comes out
week.
with a very awesome wearable project that she's
Badassery.
doing update to the Firewalker
Oh
sneakers.
man, those are some badass sneakers. Shout out to Phil B2 for the codes.
Mhm.
And then show and tell.
That's
We
where
got
you
a show
can
and
come
tell.
on and show off your awesome projects. We're always there every week.
That's right.
Stop by, say hi.
Stop by, say hi, and show off your stuff, retro gear and whatnot. And then shortly after, Ask an Engineer, full hour Lamar and Phil, Raspberry Pi, Arduino, open source, and more new products as well.
That's right. They a lot of times show off some secret stuff that we're not allowed to talk about. They, of course,
Yeah,
can talk about it.
Super cool.
Check it
stuff.
out.
All right, folks, make sure to get on that coupon code. We are funded by you. We are fueled by the souls of maker open sourceness.
That's right.
No
we don't
capitals,
have any
no
bank
venture
loans. We
capital.
don't have sponsorships.
No
We get to work
marketing,
on
no
whatever cool
sales.
projects that are going
Oh my
on
God.
based on what you guys like. So definitely support, buy stuff. Cheapest price on all the printers, filament. Definitely check it out. Use discount Pi0. We actually have a couple of different discounts every week.
Every Wednesday and every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
It's crazy.
Yep. Just check Twitter, and we always tweet out what the discount code is.
That's right, folks. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate it so much, and we hope you guys are having a good holidays and stuff like that.
A lot of craziness coming up
lot of
for all
craziness
the
coming up.
holidays. So
I've been Noe Ruiz, designer of Adafruit.
I'm Pedro Ruiz.
All right, guys.
Remember
Well,
to keep on making.
we'll see you next week, but until then, keep on baking. Eat
See you
bacon.
guys.
Bye, guys.